Hi, Thumos brothers. We gotta freaking talk. You know, you saw that blue, fat, oompa loompa of a man sitting on the table at the Olympic ceremony, this drag queen show. Now, everyone seems to be upset about this. I'm not upset about this. We talked in the group. We're not upset. We're not even angry. Why should you be? Because when you're angry, you're controlled by the opposition. You're controlled by other people. Do you really think that fat meatball woman sitting is in this parody of the Last Supper in Jesus' place? Do you really think that they thought this was going to be persuasive to get young people? Oh, I want to be just like them, daddy. I want to be fat and ugly, just like these people, dressed up with makeup. I want all this. It's not persuasive. It's meant to anger you. It's meant to control your thoughts, to take up space in your mind. So being angry is just they're winning. And that's all you see. People angry. How dare they? Listen, dude, it's actually ridiculous. These people are destroying themselves, but you just have to observe without all the emotion. Like it says in the Bible. It's, people would say, oh, turn the other cheek. When it says in the Bible, turn the other cheek. That's a sign of weakness. Dude, you turn the other cheek because you don't hit retards. When they hit you, you don't hit them back. You just laugh it off. A sort of amused mastery. Think about every time you've argued with your woman or your wife. You can't argue with your woman or wife because then they lose respect for you. You always have to look at your woman like, I've been there, I've done that, I've seen the games. I'm above this. I can laugh this off. Now, sometimes you got to put your foot down. You got to, you got to get into it, but never with anger, never with emotion, right? Like it's always like you have your head about you. This amused mastery. You turn the cheek because you don't hit these idiots. You don't hate them because when you hate, you're controlled by that person, right? Like you just see this so much going on in the world, man. You really do. You see it so much these days. People want something to be angry for. There's a quote. I forgot who's it by. Maybe in Dante's Inferno, but it's like, if you want to control people, forget having a God. You don't need God. All you need is a devil. Because people need evil. People need a devil. People need something to be angry at. They need an us versus them dynamic in their life. Imagine if you were just like Nietzsche and thus spoke Zarathustra. And you go up to the mountain and you have these prophetic insights and you're at peace and you come down. Right? You're at peace. You're talking to God. It's in this stillness. It's in this peace. It's in this. There's no voice. There's no anger. That's not fun though. People want to be angry. People want to go to war for something. People want to be in an internal war. A lot of people give themselves an internal war. People always say, I'm afraid. I have this weird fear of success. That's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. You don't have fear of success. What does that even mean? Everyone is quick to say, oh, I want $1 million. Oh, I want, this and that. Your fear of success? No. You just put limitations on yourself and give yourself a fake, false war so that you do not have to burden yourself with any more responsibility or action. Because we all like to be comfort. We all like to be comfortable. We're humans of comfort. We don't want to take too much risk. We don't want to shake things up a little too much. Right? So, it's the same thing, man. It's the same way. All this war in your head. You're addicted to the electronics on Twitter because it gives you a false sense of battle. It gives you a false sense of this narrative that us versus them. I'm part of this. They're against me. No, dude. If you really think about it, everything's okay. Like the world is actually okay. Holy smokes! I hate to ruin your day and maybe enlighten you a bit, but if you really get down to it, the world is okay. It's always been a crazy place. Every generation thought there was a crisis of masculinity. There's no crisis of masculinity. You're a man. You have nuts in between your legs. They all thought the men were becoming weak. Who cares? It's not your goal to worry about that. There's no need. That's how people control you. Is making you feel like you are lacking, that you don't have what it takes, that you need them, that you need their product. Dude, you have what it takes. You have everything that it takes. You just need the will to try. If you will to, Jake in our group said this. He says, if you will to make your life better, you will make your life better. It's simple as that. It might take a little while, but most of you have lost your will fighting a fake war. You've given all your energy to this facade, this illusion. Life is fine. Life is very fine. And the more that you affirm life, the more you keep those vultures warded off. You keep them at bay. You got to live to get life, right? That's all it is. You got to live to get life. So it's not always fun because it causes you to focus on yourself. And when you're focused on yourself, you realize, wow, I need to become a bit stronger. I got things that I need to do. And really what happens in the world doesn't really affect me that much. The craziness going on in the world doesn't affect me that much. And you start to see clearly what it is that you need to do. So again, back to the Olympics, and you see this and you don't get mad. You just realize that these people cannot create any beauty. They can't, they've become at a place where all they can do is start to try to upset people. Because when you can upset people, when you can cause confusion, that is its own kind of low-hanging fruit reward in a sense. It makes you feel something. That's the onset of trolls and people on the internet. We get in a reaction, right? We get a reaction. So when a person is not thriving, when a person is not aiming upward, creating a beautiful life, fulfilled, at peace in his mind, with loving relationships, what does he do? He starts to degenerate. And when I broke this down in a video, when I noticed when men start to degenerate, women too, it's almost like they start to put markings on their body, signs of ugliness. This internal suffering manifests itself on the outside. You can start to see this when a girl, or maybe not so much men, but women, trauma sort of shows up as this self-cutting and tattoos. Or if you take it to another level, the dyeing of one's hair, which there's that meme that like when girls dye their hair blue and men do this in pink, they're signaling to the world, just like a poisonous frog, that, hey, I'm damaged, I'm poisonous. I am not to be messed with. You do not want to really get too close to me because I have poison inside of me that will impact you negatively. So stay away. So it subconsciously signals to the world. So when people degenerate, they sort of make themselves ugly and they seek to show this ugliness to bring other people down. That's what I see. That's what I see. So if you are to affirm life, then you have to be the opposite of that. And the only answer to that is you seek to make yourself strong, beautiful, in mind, body, and spirit, and to make a life that is beautiful. There was men of the ancient past that believed that they were destined by God for conquering, that some of them believed they were gods themselves in human flesh. And we've been, our past has been perverted by these historians that say everyone, all these dudes were gay and stuff. No, dude, they were calling each other gay just like we call each other now. Dude, you're gay as hell, right? And then they take this, they put it in the history books. They were like, oh yeah, there were a bunch of, they were around just kissing each other. And no, that's not how it is. This gay history is another psyop. These men had this idea of life that like, I'm gonna fucking turn the world over. Like not everyone, but there was men that believed that truly believed that. And I think you kind of need to believe that. I think you kind of need to believe that your presence here on earth has weight, that you have meaning. You need to really believe that. You need to believe that you're doing something. And the more that you let this outside influence infiltrate your mind and put a blanket over that God mind, that destiny, that sort of heroic mindset, you're going to not be able to get as hyped up anymore. You're not going to feel any thumos. There's not going to be spiritiness inside of you. You're going to feel weak. You're going to wonder, why is my energy level so off? Why do I feel depressed? You're going to cope taking antidepressants. It's all because you've lost this will, a simple will to live, a will to life. You let the anger and the strife and all this ugliness impact you, and all you can do is fight this war with the retards. The war of retards. That's what it is. You're just fighting a war with these people. But dude, again, life is good. Life is very good. You can see that. Just take a walk outside, get active, start affirming life. Sun and steel. Mishima laid it out first. Sun and freaking steel. That's why we do the challenge in the group. Sun and steel, man. That's why we have our power weeks. That's why we do all the challenges. That's why we have fellowship and camaraderie. To have a true friend, to find true friendship, man, wards off the evil. Because, you and your buddy are not going to be like, man, let's go and fight this stupid war. No, man, your buddy's going to be like, bro, come on, stop being like this. You got better things to focus. Let's go get a lift in. Let's get stronger. Let's make some money. Let's go, talk to some chicks. Let's make a good life. Let's go out there and hike and explore and play sports. It's just, that's why everyone loves the Olympics. Look at all these people, this community getting together, fighting for their nation, their countries. And, these top athletes striving for greatness. And we looked at it, we're so fascinated. And then we go back to Twitter and all this bullshit. And no, man, the life is good. You just got to know how to live. All right? So keep it high, Thumos, and let's get it. Peace.